Hi everyone and welcome back to Spring of Series 12 in Forza 5. This is Dirt Endurance, the last of the 5 races seasonal championships in this month's festival playlist, and I don't think we'll see the 5 races things anytime soon afterwards, but of course we're gonna try to do it in co-op and try to limit ourselves to 3 races rather than 5. But if you are doing it single player, you're gonna have to play through all 5 races, which makes it quite a bit longer. But with 3 races, the endurance should be shorter and quicker than the gauntlet we just played. So there you go with for Forza's take on endurance. Now the car restrictions for this championship is modern rally in B class, and when looking at the cars I realized that pretty much every time these or similar restrictions popped up in the festival playlist, I've been choosing Subaru. So I decided this time we're gonna go with Lancer, and that's basically your choice from this week's list of cars. It's either Lancer or Impreza, and of course there are various models and years that you can pick from, but overall that's basically a choice. So we driving this Lancer here with the tune by Not Trying to Be Carnage, also known as Domodel 1, and as you can see the beginning is pretty neat. We managed to pull ahead of everybody, AIs and teammates alike. One of our teammates is behind us, not too far, but the rest seem to be struggling a little bit, which is actually quite strange. I thought this championship would be on a easier side, you know. But yeah, let's see how it goes. I definitely don't want to see us losing any races in this champ, because that would extend the challenge, and I don't want to go for all the 5 races. Don't get me wrong, I do actually like the festival playlist challenges. I would prefer a little bit more variety, I think, but in general I do like them, but I also don't want to do more grind than necessary. So if a challenge can be done within 3 races, that's where I gotta go. We are going through the second lap with a big lead over everyone. I'm not sure what happened to everybody, why they're so far behind, but I have to keep one of my eyes in the top right corner all the time, because the scoring is for sure not something that gets me comfort, you know. The 200 points difference between us and AI basically means anybody in the back of the pack makes a mistake and we're gonna lose our lead, or if the teammate who's running in the second place misses a checkpoint or something like that, that's gonna be a lost race. And there's not much time left in the team in the race, and the gap is way too big now for me to try to fall back and slow down AI. Maybe I shouldn't have ran so far ahead, but I didn't expect it. Didn't expect to be honest. I mean, the car performs really well. It's fast. Maybe it could be a little bit more responsive. You know, you have to push it into the corners a little bit, but it's not too understeery, and I guess that's well compensated by the overall speed. But I didn't expect it to kind of dominate this much. To be honest, I thought there'll be a little bit more competition, but the field seems to have frozen. You know, it's like some of those Formula 1 races where after a bit of a havoc and mess up of the first lap, everything stabilizes, and then you are looking at the train of cars and nobody changes positions. That's what we have. I don't think anything happened in terms of scoring for most part of 3 laps. That is weird, but at least we finished in the same order, so that's the win for the race for Team Humans, and hopefully we'll continue this trend in the second race. Let's go for it. Cascada Trail. Well, these sprint races are, in general, quite a bit easier. But let's see. One thing I I always keep in mind about Cascada Trail is the first corner of it. Nobody ever remembers about it, and that includes me. Somehow, something in the way you approach the corner makes you kind of think it's much further ahead than it is, and then you start braking too late, and everybody smashes the wall there. And sometimes when you are ahead and you try not to smash the wall, you get hit from behind, like I did right now, but I guess I started braking a little bit earlier than usual, so it wasn't too bad. But normally that corner is an absolute carnage with every car, AI and humans, everyone just smashing into each other at high speeds. But we somehow survived it, and in much better positions than the first race. We have 3 human players ahead of the pack, which is good. Now all we need to do is to either stay like this or gracefully, nicely pass them for the leadership. We managed to pass one, so up in the second place, chasing Pavel in front, so we are catching up. Oh, so that's a very nice drift through the corner. A lot of points for style. There's only one problem with it, it's very slow. And the way the car is positioned then through the corner while you're drifting like that makes it very hard to actually overtake. So not only you are slower like this, but you're also slowing down whoever is running behind you. Now if that's an opponent, then maybe it's not too bad. But if it's your teammate, then that's not ideal. But even if it's an opponent, I wouldn't rely on, putting the car across the track as a overtake prevention measure, because worst case, you're gonna get hit in the back, you're gonna spin around and end up facing the wrong direction, and your opponent will be through anyway. I guess my teammate is a bit lucky that I prefer not to hit teammates as well. But yeah, enough complaining. We managed to pass him nicely, and yeah, he's not far behind though. So maybe there'll be a little bit of a battle. Everybody else have falling back. Oh no, there won't be a battle. It's the race is pretty much over, 90%. I kind of got carried away with a little bit of racing there and forgot it's a pretty short race. Okay, that's another win for us, but much closer, much more interesting than the first race. So we'll see what the last race brings us, but now I'm at least I feel way more secure in terms of scoring. So let's go for the last one. And the last race takes us to Tulum Trail. Okay, where do we start? Last as usual? No, first. Wow. Okay, RNG is in favor of me this time around. Somehow, most of the time, at least it feels like most of the time, you either start first or last. I guess that's just a perception thing, because every time you start somewhere in the middle of the pack, it kind of gets very easy to forget. But the first and last leave a bit bigger emotional trail. So you can see the start of the race is just phenomenal. We passed everything right away. Now the same teammate Pavel is right behind us. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, forgot the corner. He keeps drifting through the corners. That's interesting. So it's not so much of a mistake. It's rather intentional. But he's losing so much time. I like this coming through. I don't think I've seen this link message coming through actually used correctly anywhere in Forza. Maybe I'm just again exaggerating it, but most often somebody says coming through, that means they're gonna plow into you full speed, not even trying to brake. Or like this, he was not coming through anywhere. He was actually briefly ahead of me anyway, but pretty much positioned to lose the lead right there, and then says, well, coming through. What's that supposed to tell me? Like, don't overtake me? Well, that's not gonna happen if I can do it nicely. So yeah. Just don't smash into me, please. Nice, good. Yeah, that's yeah, I can laugh at drifting through the corners, but actually, you know, it's a pleasure when your teammate sticks close, when there is a little bit of a competition and racing, and at the same time doesn't smash into you and at every corner. So that's all good. I know quite a few people who somehow believe that, especially on the dirt, but even on asphalt, that drifting through the corner is somehow fast. I guess that's something from, I don't know, Need for Speed maybe, but not in Forza. You still can be faster while drifting through the corner, but you need to really know what you're doing there, and it doesn't apply to all corners and it doesn't apply to all the cars. In general, if you slide, you lose time. That's rule of the thumb in Forza. Yeah, I bet he'll drift through that corner. Yeah. Now look, let's see what happens to the gap. Right. So he was way closer before trying to drift through that hairpin, and now he lost so much time that it's immediately several seconds between us just on that last trail. So don't do this. Don't drift through the corners. Try to take them nicely and follow the racing line. You'll be faster. As a takeaway from today's championship. And with that, actually, we came to conclusion of the dirt endurance. The whole endurance thing has flown by very quickly and nicely. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.